Hello students, welcome. So today we are going to discuss about sulfur, and first point is sulfur's allotropic forms. Sulfur forms numerous allotropes, of which the yellow rhombic sulfur or alpha sulfur and monoclinic or beta sulfur forms are the most important. The stable form at room temperature is rhombic sulfur, which transforms to monoclinic sulfur when heated above 369 Kelvin. So first, rhombic sulfur or alpha sulfur. This allotrope is yellow in color, melting point 385.8 and specific gravity 2.06. Rhombic sulfur crystals are formed on evaporating the solution of roll sulfur in CS2. It is insoluble in water but dissolves to some extent in benzene, alcohol and ether. It is readily soluble in CS2. Next, monoclinic sulfur. Its melting point is 393 Kelvin and specific gravity is 1.98. It is soluble in CS2. This form of sulfur is prepared by melting rhombic sulfur in a dish and cooling it till crust is formed. Two holes are made in the crust and the remaining liquid poured out. Removing the crust, colorless and needle-shaped crystal of beta sulfur are formed. It is stable above 369 Kelvin and transforms into alpha sulfur below it. Conversely, alpha sulfur is stable below 369 Kelvin and transforms into beta sulfur above it. At 369, both sulfur forms are stable. This temperature is called transition temperature because both of the structures will transform into each other at this temperature. Both rhombic and monoclinic sulfur have S8 molecules. These S8 molecules are packed to give different crystal structures. The acid ring in both the forms is puckered and has crown shaped. The molecule dimensions are given in figure 7.5a. Now puckered, that means they are closely packed together. So in this case, as we can see, we have first structure A, which contains 8 members. All of them are sulfur atoms and it is crown like shape. That's why it is mentioned as crown shaped. The several other modifications of sulfur containing 6 to 20 sulfur atom per ring have been synthesized in the last 2 decades. So as you can see, we have very different type of structures which can be obtained from single sulfur atoms only. In cyclo S6, the ring adopts the chair form and the molecule dimensions are as shown in figure 7.5b. At elevated temperature, more than 1000 Kelvin or nearly 1000 Kelvin, S2 is dominant species and is paramagnetic like O2. So here we can see a chair-like shape of 6-membered ring. So that's why it is mentioned as chair form. Next we will discuss about the compounds of sulfur. First is sulfur dioxide. So preparation, sulfur dioxide is formed together with a little sulfur trioxide when sulfur is burnt in air or oxygen. So as with O2 simply produces SO2. So it is one type of pollutant in our regular life. Whenever we use vehicles, sometimes or every times it produces these type of gases. So it is also a pollutant. On second hand, these type of gases are also produced during the metal production. When we dug from earth crust sulfide ores of metal, that means it contains S-2 and eventually it will be released in form of sulfur dioxide. Next, in the laboratory, it is readily generated by treating the sulfite with dilute sulfuric acid. So as SO3 2- with H plus in presence of acid, it produces water and SO2. Industrially, it is produced by byproduct of roasting of sulfide ores. So as mentioned, whenever we want metal from earth crust, if it is sulfide ore, first we need to convert it into oxide, and during this process sulfur will be released in form of sulfur dioxide. The gas after drying is liquefied under pressure and stored in steel containers. Next property of sulfur dioxide, it is colorless gas with pungent smell and it is highly soluble in water. It liquefies at room temperature under the pressure of 2 atmosphere and boils at 263 Kelvin. Sulfur dioxide when passed through water forms solution of sulfurous acid. So we already discussed this type of reaction. It is one type of pollutant which eventually mix with the atmosphere. Atmospheric moisture will combine with this type of molecules and it will convert in acid. and eventually it will rain down on the surface as acid rain. So SO2 with H2O produces H2SO3. It reacts readily with sodium hydroxide solution forming sodium sulfide, which then react with more sulfur dioxide to form sodium hydrogen sulfide. So NaOH with SO2 produces Na2SO3, and Na2SO3 with more SO2 produces NaHSO3. In its reaction with water and alkalis, the behavior of sulfur dioxide is very similar to that of carbon dioxide. Sulfur dioxide react with chlorine in presence of charcoal and to give sulfuryl chloride SO2Cl2. It is oxidized to sulfur trioxide by oxygen in presence of vanadium oxide. So SO2 with Cl2 gives SO2Cl2, and SO2 with O2 in presence of V2O5 produces SO3. When moist, sulfur dioxide behaves as a reducing agent. For example, it converts iron 3 into iron 2 ions and decolorizes acidified potassium permanganate. The latter reaction is convenient test for gases. That means if gas is unknown, then we can use potassium permanganate. Then if it is SO2 gas, then it will decolorize the potassium permanganate. So both reactions are mentioned here. The SO2 molecule is angular and its resonance hybrid of two canonical forms. So here we have structure of sulfur dioxide which shows resonance, and eventually you will get 1.5 bonds of each oxygen with central sulfur. Now oxoacids of sulfur, just like phosphorus, sulfur also forms multiple different type of oxoacids, and as we know they are acidic in character and they contain at least one OH bond. Sulfur forms number of oxides such as H2SO3, H2S2O3, H2S2O4, H2S2O5, H2SXO6, where X is equal to 2 to 5, H2SO4, H2S2O7, H2SO5, H2S2O8. So many different type of oxoacids of sulfur are known, and one of the most used chemical in laboratories or in industries is H2SO4, which is oxoacid of sulfur. Some of these acids are unstable and cannot be isolated. They are known in aqueous solution or in form of their salts. Structure of the some important oxoacids are mentioned in the following figures. So as we can see, all of them at least contains one OH group, and H plus will be released from those OH group and in form of acidic hydrogen. In this case, each sulfur are attached with 4 different type of elements, and that means it simply has 4 orbitals shared with adjacent elements. So it will have sp3 type hybridization. Now one of the most important oxoacid of of sulfur is H2SO4, that means sulfuric acid. So we will discuss about the properties and production of sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is one of the most important industrial chemical worldwide. So sulfuric acid is manufactured by contact process, which involves 3 steps. First, burning of sulfur or sulfide ore in air to generate SO2. Now conversion of SO2 into SO3 by reaction with oxygen in presence of catalyst V2O5, which reaction is already discussed. And next, absorption of SO3 in H2SO4 to give OLM H2S2O7. So note here we are actually producing the H2SO4, but instead of producing H2SO4 we are using it or consuming it. Why? We will discuss it at the end of the discussion or this point. So flow diagram of the manufacturing of sulfuric acid is shown in figure 7.7. The SO2 produced is purified by removing on dust and other impurities such as arsenic compounds. The key step in the manufacturing of H2SO4 is catalytical oxidation of SO2 with O2 to give SO3 in presence of vanadium pentoxide. So simple reaction, SO2 with O2 produces SO3. Now this reaction is exothermic, that's why enthalpy of reaction is negative. So first let's discuss the flow diagram of contact process. So on the leftmost side we have an inlet for air which contains, now this tower contains sulfur as mentioned here. So it is a sulfur burner, so simply when sulfur burns, it converts into sulfur dioxide. Now, initially we have impure sulfur dioxide gases. It will pass from dust precipitator. So it will precipitate the dust. That means it will create larger particles of dust which eventually settle down because of gravity. Later we have water spray. So water generally sprays out the dust particle. Dust particles will be wet from the water, and that's why it will wash out. So wastewater removes dust particles. Now later when H2S gas will pass from the second tower, because of spray of water it contains moisture of vapor. To remove this moisture we will spray H2SO4. Now H2SO4 attracts water, or it acts as dehydrating agent, so it will remove the water vapors and you will get dry sulfur dioxide along with oxygen. Now again keep in mind we are using concentrated H2SO4. Our target is to produce H2SO4. Instead we are using H2SO4. So that means we are actually decreasing the quantity of H2SO4 we already have. But this acid is not completely wasted. We can collect it and we can remove water from it easily. So that means you can get your H2SO4 sprayed here. Now when the dry SO2 and oxygen passes through the arsenic purifier containing gelatinous hydrated ferric oxide and preheater, both of the gases will react with each other. That means SO2 with O2, it produces SO3 in presence of V2O5. Reaction will be faster. Now finally produced SO3 will react with con H2SO4, and SO3 plus H2SO4 will produce OLEM or H2S2O7, which is also oxoacid of sulfur. So as we can see here, instead of producing H2SO4, we are actually using H2SO4 in two different stages. First in drying sulfur dioxide gas, and later SO3 will combine with H2SO4. Now back to the description. Now you may ask, instead of producing H2SO4, why we are using it? And our target is to produce H2SO4, but why we are producing OLEM? So simple reason is, when OLEM reacts with water, it simply converts into H2SO4. Because OLEM, that means pyrosulfuric acid, which is mentioned here, as we can see, and it has two different molecules attached with each other. That means it is almost a dimer like molecule. If you compare it with sulfuric acid molecule, which is mentioned first, that means first figure is sulfuric acid and the last figure is pyrosulfuric acid. So both have same type of structure. Main difference is, when we have two different H2SO4 molecule, simply remove hydrogen from one sulfuric acid and whole OH group from the second sulfuric acid, and you will get OLEM or pyrosulfuric acid. That means when we attach, let's say when we break this bond from here and we attach OH group here, we have one molecule of sulfuric acid, and when we attach hydrogen with this oxygen here, then you will get second sulfuric acid molecule. That means you have to add just a water molecule to produce 2 moles of sulfur from 1 mole of OLEM. So the reaction of conversion of SO2 into SO3 is exothermic, reversible, and the forward reaction leads to decrease in volume. Therefore, low temperature and high pressure are favorable condition for maximum yield, but the temperature should not be very low, otherwise rate of reaction will become slow. The plant is operated at pressure of 2 bar and temperature of 720 Kelvin. The SO3 gas from the catalytical converter is absorbed in concentrated H2SO4 to produce OLEM. Dilution of OLEM with water gives H2SO4 of the desired concentration. In the industry, two steps are carried out simultaneously to make process continuous, and one and also reduces the cost. So SO3 plus H2SO4 produces OLEM. When OLEM reacts with water, it produces 2 moles of H2SO4. That means we can write this reaction as follow, where H2S2O7 with H2O produces 2 moles of H2SO4. That means here we are using 1 mole of H2SO4. You will get it back and SO3 will react with water molecule. Both will give 1 more mole of H2SO4, but it needs OLM stage in between. Sulfuric acid obtained by the contact process is 96 to 98% pure. Now, properties of sulfuric acid: it is colorless, dense, oily liquid with specific gravity of 1.84 at 298 Kelvin. The acid freezes at 283 Kelvin and boils at 611 Kelvin. It is dissolved in water with the evolution of large quantity of heat, hence care must be taken while preparing the sulfuric acid solution from the concentrated sulfuric acid. The concentrated acid must be added slowly into the water with constant stirring. That means keep in mind always when you are preparing the solution of acids, always add acid into the water. That means, let's say if you want to prepare 1 liter of H2SO4 solution having 1 molar concentration, then you need 1 liter of water, or let's say 990 ml of water, and you have to add H2SO4 into the water, not water into the acid. Otherwise it will give us Varga-Riesz reaction, or it will split or blast and it can harm us. The chemical reaction of sulfuric acid are as a result of the following characteristics. First, low volatility. Second, strong acidic character. Third, strong affinity for water. And last, ability to act as oxidizing agent in aqueous solution. Sulfuric acid ionizes in 2 steps. So first it will release one of the H plus and you will get HSO4, and second HSO4 will release one more H plus, so you will get SO4. Now in these 2 step reactions, H2SO4 will release one H plus and you will get HSO4 minus, and for this reaction Ka is very large, more than 10, so you will get large amount of product in this case. In second reaction, this HSO4 minus releases one more H plus to produce SO42 minus. Now Ka value or dissociation constant for this reaction is 1.2 into 10 raised to minus 2. So it is comparatively very low from the first reaction. So it simply says first reaction is more likely to obtain than the second reaction. So large quantity of H2SO4 will convert in SSO4 minus 2 minus 1, and comparatively low quantity of SO4 will be produced. So the larger value of Ka1 means the H2SO4 is largely dissociated into H plus and HSO4 minus. Greater the value of constant, the stronger is the acid. Because greater constant, it means large quantity of product, because here constant K is equal to same thing, product upon reactant, concentration of product upon concentration of reactant. So if value is high, simply it means product is more. That means more percentage of product will obtain than the reactant. The acid forms 2 series of salt, normal sulfates such as sodium sulfate and copper sulfate, and acid sulfate, example sodium hydrogen sulfate. Sulfuric acid, because of its low volatility, can be used to manufacture more volatile acid from their corresponding salts. As for example, MX with H2SO4 produces HX and MSO4, M2SO4. That means simply suppose you have metal chloride, so it will produce HCl and metal sulfate. So concentrated sulfuric acid is strong dehydrating agent. Many wet gases can be dried by passing them through the sulfuric acid. So it is already mentioned in contact process. When we remove dust particle from SO2, we need to spray water into it. Now SO2 gas contains water vapors. To remove those water vapors or moisture, we spray concentrated H2SO4. And reason is mentioned here, it acts as dehydrating agent. So many wet gases can be dried by passing them through the sulfuric acid, provided gas do not react with acid. Sulfuric acid removes water from organic compounds. It is evident by carrying action of carbohydrates. So we already know this reaction. When C12H22O11 reacts with H2SO4, it simply converts into carbon and water. Hot concentrated sulfuric acid is a moderately strong oxidizing agent. In this respect, it is intermediate between the phosphoric and nitric acid. Both metal and non-metal are oxidized by concentrated sulfuric acid, which is reduced to SO2. So copper with H2SO4 produces copper sulfate and sulfur dioxide gas. Sulfur with H2SO4 produces sulfur dioxide gas and water. Carbon produces carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide. From the next lecture we will start group 17 elements.